What is up, YouTube? Doing a special project during October. It's the spooky season. So what better way to celebrate October than to do a Alien and Bigfoot minifig? So pick these things up on Amazon.com. If you haven't heard of them, you should check them out. They have literally everything. So in this particular project, we're going to put together a Alien and a Bigfoot. I love paranormal stuff. Love listening to paranormal podcasts. And I actually am building these for a podcast that I listen to while I'm in the garage doing all these projects. So got these things, got two tannins, and now we're ready to go. So this guy, the Alien, actually came with a ray gun, but I've done some of these little minifigs before in the past and have had some trouble with it hitting the edge, so just took that out, and now he's just holding a big stick of, I don't know, kryptonium or whatever. What was that shit that Superman was, like, deadly to? Anyway, kryptonite, that's what it is. So, got these guys covered in resin. East Coast resin is what we're doing for this particular project. Got everything nice and measured. Going to put everything in one video. By the way, there will be more minifig type episodes coming later on this channel. So, everything's in the pressure pot. I'm kind of all over the place with this one. Kind of in a rush right now. So, got them out of the pressure pot. Everything's looking nice and neat. Everything is not so symmetric, but that's okay. That's what we're going for. Bigfoot with his little camera is looking real good, taking photos, just living his best Bigfoot type of life. Got him all taken care of. And then our little alien guy, there was a little bit of detachment from the torso there because the resin floats a little bit. I'm finding that out with some of these minifigs. Should have glued him down a little bit better, but he still looks okay. He can still abduct people and probe. Eesh. Anyway, so got the Alien put on the lathe first, and we're going to be doing some montage type of filming today where we go from the Alien to the Bigfoot, jumping back and forth. So, got him on the lathe, making that nice, cool cylindrical shape that I've learned to do. There will be some other videos in the future that I put out that have minifigs in them that don't go so well. So this is actually October when this one will come out, even though I've done a couple of them in the past that don't turn out as well as these. But for this particular project, I just wanted to hit it in October with a really cool project. So got everything on the lathe, everything into this nice cylindrical type of shape. Doing the same thing with our little Alien. You're getting a little bit of vibration there on the table. You can see the tailstock is wanting to come apart. By the way, here in the next couple of months, I'm going to have to buy a new lathe because mine is kind of falling apart from all the wear and tear on it. But overall, everything's going really well in this particular project, making everything into a nice cylinder shape that you have to do prior to flipping it on the lathe so we can do a tannin. And here we are taking the square carbide tool, getting everything nice and shaved down, making everything nice and even so it'll be flush with the chuck when we reverse it here in just a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing with the other little minifig. It's basically the same process, just a little bit different. And these projects will get a little bit more intricate. I just wanted to do something very basic because this is actually a gift for somebody, so I didn't want to fuck it up too damn bad. So here we are reversing it on the chuck. We see it right there. Got a nice tannin. It's nice, flat, and flush. And now we're just going to do the same thing with our little Bigfoot guy. Making sure that we take small little strokes, because if you get in there and try to gouge it out too much, you're going to get fractures and it's just going to fly off the lathe as we usually see on this channel. So got that all done. You can see some of the webbing is in the camera. Sorry about that. It's a pretty shoddy process over here on the channel, but we got this cool tannin built up, and now we're just reversing it on the chuck, and now we are essentially just going to make the base for our little minifig, taking everything down nice and smooth. Don't want to take off too much material because then you're going to have nothing for the chuck to attach on, and then you're going to have to drive it down even further, and then you're not going to be able to have it to where it can spin on the lathe without it flying out. So took a majority of it off, and then we just reversed it in the chuck the same way we did for the other portion of it. And here's Bigfoot, same thing. Look at that little guy spin. It's so cool watching these things in like slow motion, which I need to start adding some of these videos. So got them put in. Everything is going really nice and smooth. By the way, since we're talking about aliens and Bigfoot, if you believe in aliens and Bigfoot, leave a comment, or either or. Like, what's your theory on aliens and Bigfoot? So that was a bit of a tangent. I apologize, but trying to make these commentaries a little bit more interesting. So got that all done and neat. So now we're just basically taking both of these projects and making all that nice cylindrical dome shape. And you can see we're getting really good shavings off. I got this little dance wobble going on over there. You can see me kind of just dancing. I'm not dancing. That's just the video sped up. But we're getting pretty good shavings on it. Everything's going really nice and smooth. No glass-like protrusions are flying off the lathe, which I absolutely hate. But here we are. We're going to have to take the tailstock off here in a little bit. There's Bigfoot zoomed in. He's ready to go. Same kind of process. Get him nice shaved down, everything nice and even. And then we start taking off bigger chunks of materials so we can get everything nice and shaved. And I love when those ribbons just spit out like that. They just kind of just fly and ejaculate kind of everywhere. But everything's going really smooth right now with the project, except for all the ribbons that are kind of like around the actual project itself, which is kind of a hassle because then you have to stop everything you're doing, go back and flush everything off. So here we are a little bit later, got the dome kind of nice and built up. That looked very awkward, but that's just part of the process. You just have to build these things and they either come well or come well, lol. They either, produce very well or they don't. So here we are, just taking everything nice and shaven down, getting everything nice and smooth with the round carbide tool there. Everything's going pretty good up until this point, and I'm pretty excited. So that's always good. So then we did the same thing with the Bigfoot, just had to come and take this bird's nest off of it. But very overall happy the way this turned out. And this is like the worst sandpaper transition that I have ever done. Like I tried to do this cool transition with the sandpaper, and then that part turned out pretty good, but everything else kind of turned out like shit. But like I said, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Got a lot of stuff going on right now. So commentary for this one is not as great as some of my others. So here we got everything polished up. Went from 340 all the way up to the micro mesh as far as sanding. And then we're just taking that wood polish and making everything pop real nice and cool on the lathe. Everything's going really well. And my neighbors haven't banged on to my garage to tell me to stop doing this yet. So once that was done, took everything out of the chuck. And the final product turned out really well. So here's our final product. You see a little alien with his little kryptonite stick, ready to abduct and to probe people. And Bigfoot just, living his best Bigfoot life out there in the world. So hope you guys enjoyed the project. Sorry for the commentary. It's a little bit over the place. I'm trying to publish these videos as soon as I can because I got a lot of work stuff and personal stuff coming up. So hope you guys like the project. Don't forget to subscribe. And it is the spooky season. Don't forget to leave a comment, a like, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next project. Peace.